Right, so my boss stopped me and just had to have a conversation about what's going on. So to continue, we passed by the one large Megaline, my coolant system, the chip processing, one of the other many machines here. And you get a little bit camera sick when I do that fast spin, so I should probably not do that again. This is the back side of a couple other machine line areas. Some new machines that are going in. The one directly in front of you and the two you can kind of see to the corner are all brand new. They come in giant crates that look like this. I gotta keep backing up because the son of a bitch is huge. We'll get to this stuff in a minute. Like, those machines over there come in big old steel crates wrapped up like that. So, yay, they're fun to unpack. This is where a new machine line is being installed. You can see all the caution tape they're working on getting everything put together. New Akuma, new Mori, so we got a new turning cell, new milling cell, new pre-stress cell. There will be a polishing cell at the end of this line, right around where we're standing-ish, plus or minus a few feet once they get that figured out. Which is right next to a drive line, which is not the brightest idea in my opinion, but hey, I'm not an engineer. Big ass open area that leads back to where I kind of started some video earlier. That was what I was on Periscope with, but this is, as you can tell with the lines, machine line 6, 7, and machine line 10 here in front of me. So these three do basically the same thing that the Mega line that I walked underneath does, with some slight variations, not really a whole lot, but they're in there. They run different wheels on different lines. Sometimes they'll run the exact same wheel. Just depends on what we need. From here, I'm going to walk in between two of the heat treat furnaces. You can see these racks here. All those wheels that were on the pallet right here, these gray unfinished product wheels, they have just coming out of this oven, which is basically what this giant thing is an oven. A two-stage, two different temperatures, quenching oven. There's a quench system in between, one temperature on one end, quench, one temperature on the other end, outfeed. They outfeed at around 180 degrees each, plus or minus. And then all these racks that you see here on the left. Empty racks go back to the far end where they get loaded to come to the end that I just walked from. Now over here on the right is the same basic idea. This is only a two-stage. This is a two-stage system that's slightly smaller. Does the same thing. This is mostly robot controlled, however. There's the operator station there, and then this whole area here that is load and unload with a robot, so there's nothing manual. This one, heat treat 3, is manual load. So there's a guy on each end that has to manually load and unload every single one of the wheels, which can be a pain, but meh. It's what they've done for years, and it works, and it's less of a problem than when a robot breaks or decides it doesn't know what it's seeing and doing. So yeah. So this is what a wheel looks like before it goes in to the heat treat process. So you can see how it's kind of rougher, kind of dull shade right in here. And it comes out all one uniform shade and shape. Well, the shape doesn't change, but it kind of gets a different sheen to it. That's how you can visually tell a heat-treated wheel versus a non-heat-treated wheel. And I try to get over here into spin so you can see what it looks like before it turns into the shape of a wheel. Or it's a general shape of a wheel, I suppose. Because this right here is fresh out of the forge. I say fresh, it's probably been a couple hours. But you can tell it's a very rough shape. There's no beveling or anything like that down to the bottom. Whereas if you look at this wheel on the back side, this has been spun. You can see the mini groove markers here, how it folds down, it folds back out, and then back to the bottom of the wheel there. So you can definitely tell the difference between that wheel and this wheel here. Not to mention this is a different style wheel because it's got an inset lip. So this is not the same setup, but this area here will look very similar to what that wheel looks like after it's been spun, which is what these machines here do. It's a very tricky process that I don't have an awful lot of detail about. I kind of know what's going on with it, but I'm not an expert, and I don't want to talk about it because I'll probably fuck something up. I'd rather not do that. But this little machine, it's actually quite small by comparison, turns a wheel at extraordinarily high speeds and spins it with an immense amount of pressure from that rough shape into a more finished shape. That then gets sent over to heat treat to be treated and then sent out to machining, where it's finalized and processed. Now, I'm going to stop this video here because I got to take a bit of a jaunt all the way the fuck down there to get to the forge process. And I'll do a short video down there, see if we can't get all these uploaded. So I'll be back in just a minute.